Okay, now let's move to the new clause under S.26. Okay, why I would like to highlight carpeting as one of the finishes? Because I would like you to see the difference between the carpeting, final carpeting, and the screeding for the carpeting. Previously, we measured the landing in meter square. So this one you can put TQ. Okay, but look at the second one. If I highlighted again, the second one, carpeting to tray and riser shall be given in meter square stating the width. So what does it mean? You cannot take the quantity for the screening to tray and riser if the final finishes is fitted carpeting. This is referring to fitted carpeting, means the carpet that you cannot move, the carpet that you have to install on site, where you have to install screed and underlay as part of the layer. Okay, and then this is the example. Look at this example of the carpeting, fitted carpeting. That means when you measure for the area of this riser, you have to take the length and times with the height. So you get the area. Okay, you can only take 1.2 here, 1.2, this is 1.2, and then times with the height of your riser. If you need to measure the tray, you have to take the length and measure the horizontal width of your tray. This is the difference between carpet and the finishes for the staircase. Okay, now we refer to the review or the recap for the carpeting in terms of the method of the construction. The quantities cannot be taken from the screed as the unit for the riser, tray and landing slab must be measured in meter square. You only can take quantity for landing slab. Only landing slab you can take quantity, but riser and tray cannot. Okay, so if I put here the note only, sorry, let me change the color. Only the quantity for only the quantity quantities for the landing slab can be taken together with the script. So this is the note that I would like everyone to highlight. Okay, only the script for the landing slab you can take quantity for carpeting. The rest for the riser and tray do not take quantity. Okay, let's see how the method of the construction is. This is the traditional way on how the carpet is being installed. You can see here the first layer we have the screeded bed. The second layer we have carpet underlay. For those who did not know carpet underlay, it looks like the rubber, and then if you stand on the carpet, sometimes you can feel the flexibility. So that is carpet underlay. You can also click in the Mr. Google to see how the design looks like. Previously in Inti, we have this carpet underlay a lot. I think the renovation was 5 to 6 years ago, but a bit cheaper part of the carpet, we don't have this carpet underlay. Okay, some part of the Inti building you can see it is not flexible at all. It is just carpet, and then it is also not fixed with the screwed bed. It is just using the glue, or we call this one adhesive. So that is another pattern. Okay, so the first pattern, maybe you can see carpet. This is in terms of the method, yeah. So you have to check the specification. Carpet plus underlay plus underlay plus the screed. So how many items you have to measure? There are 3 main items you have to measure. The second design, where you only have carpet, that is installed with adhesive. So if you have only carpet with adhesive, you only have 1 item. You don't have to measure adhesive different, carpet differently. Okay, the other design is you have the carpet without underlay, but you only have carpet and the screed. Okay, so this one we don't have underlay. Why? Because sometimes the carpet fixed with the underlay together, then you don't then in the description underlay is written in the description. Or else we also have the design carpet only and directly put on the screeded bed. Okay, look at the example here. Number 1. The first example is the example for the rubber underlay. With a rubber underlay is described as described, fixed with adhesive to 200 mm riser on the floated bed. Okay, look at the term used for the script for this particular design. In terms of the application, the bed here is not is detailed as a floated. You can see that if you see the method of the application for screeded bed, floated bed, moving paving trowel, the way we apply is different because the tool is different. This is one example, and then I put here as one box. So you can see here, this is one group of underlay. Okay, look at the second one. Okay, the second one I group in different category. 25 mm thick cement and sand floated bed, 2 riser. The second one also 2 tray. So in terms of the unit, please take note that this is same as the script. So the unit remain unchanged, is in meter. The rubber underlay is meter square. Okay, the last category here, nylon turf loop. Okay, this one, nylon turf loop pile carpet, 2 color and pattern, blah blah blah, on rubber underlay. Okay, 200 mm riser. You still have to write down the riser because that one is the general rule under S.5. But the unit of measurement for the last category is different. Means the unit is meter square. Okay, so what can be taken into consideration here? The most issue that I would like to highlight is the last item must be measured in meter square. Okay, please take note on this one. Okay, let's move to the discussion. If you are given the task to measure the item that is measured, that is made from the fitted carpeting. So what should be the item that you have to measure? Remember, for the carpet, we normally only have 3 main category. We have either riser, we have the tread, and we also have the landing slab. The rest component normally is just plaster and painting. So what I would like to highlight here is, please take note that you have to put in these 3 items under each of this category. Can you see that? So the first one, for example, underlay to riser, underlay to tread, underlay to landing. Cement and sand screeded or floated bed to tread, riser and landing. Tread, riser and landing for each. That means once you have fitted carpeting, you have to consider these 3 items for each category, provided that you check the method of construction. Either they are underlay or whether they are not having underlay in the detail. Is it okay, Chen Yishuan? Hey Yishuan, okay? Okay or not? Fu Junsheng? Okay, next one. We move to curb and skirting. They are basically a few design available in the market. Okay, in the market and also in the construction drawing. Look at the first one. The first one, you can see that the skirting is here. Look at this. Look at my hand. This is really flat, but this one doesn't have skirting. Look at on the second part. The second part have the racking and vertical. The racking skirting is referring to the horizontal. This is racking skirting. This is vertical skirting. Okay, if I draw again in cross section, something like this. Okay, you can see that it is not really flat. It is not really vertical. So a bit slanting. There is racking skirting. Look at this design. This is also considered as special design. This is curve skirting. And then here is where you have vertical. This is vertical. This is racking. Sorry, this is racking because this is slanting. So I write again this one. This is racking, where you can see attached with the riser. And then vertical is attached with the vertical. Is attached with your tread. You can check this one. Is this one also available in your drawing? Okay, in your drawing, you can see that they are skirting around the landing slab. Okay, and then you also can see that they are skirting that is made from terrazzo in your vertical and horizontal design of your staircase. Okay, look at the example. For the curb and skirting, we can refer to S.8. You can take note S.8, not 2.8, S.8. So S.8 referring to your SMM, you can see that unit of measurement is in meter. Okay, for example, look at the first one. 20 mm thick cement and sand floated back to receive vertical skirting 100 mm height. The rule as stated in S.8 is the height must be stated. Height must be stated. Okay, how you want to measure? The unit is in meter. Let's say you are measuring the vertical skirting. Okay, if you take the vertical skirting, you can take the length of the thread times with numbers of the thread, and then you have to check if the thread if the skirting is available at your landing slab, then you have to find the perimeter of your landing slab. Okay, if not, then only measure the length of the thread times numbers of the thread available. This skirting is normally attached with the brick wall. If we don't have brick wall, definitely there will be no skirting. If you have one side brick wall, then you have the skirting. Okay, look at this. There is no skirting at this side because this is open space. Okay, look at the second one, the example, detour to receive aluminium strip. I give you for example because there are also example where skirting is made from aluminium strip, and then another example where the height is different, and then it is installed at the landing slab. We have the racking skirting on the step. This is available at the riser. So how if it is available at the riser, or how it is available in your drawing? So you have to take the length of the riser, say for example 200 mm times maybe 20 numbers of riser. That will be the answer for your racking skirting on step. Okay, at the step area. So this is basic formula. Make sure you have the information of the step and the riser. Step means you have the length for the riser, you have the length for the thread. That will be easier for you to measure later on. Okay, then next one, this is for the discussion, how the measurement of these different type of skirting are made. This is what I did mention just now. If you only have the stair skirting that is really flat, you only have to measure in meter by scale. You can either scale or you can measure one by one using hypotenuse if there are detailed information on that. Okay, but if you are referring to this design, this is a bit different. If the drawing allow you to scale, then you have to scale. This is the line where you have to scale, then times with how many numbers. Can you see? This area doesn't have any skirting, but this area have the skirting because this area is attached with the brick wall. Can you see on your right hand side here, this detail? The timber skirting is available at the landing area. So this is part of the vertical skirting. Remember, these finishes also required to have script unless you use the aluminum strip. Aluminum strip normally just having the adhesive or the glue at the back. Okay, if not like terrazzo, tile skirting, ceramic tiles, marble, everything must have the bats at the back. So you should have at least one item. If there is skirting, if it is not available in the notes, you have to check in the detailed drawing. You have to check in the drawing. In fact, your drawing have the detail for the skirting. So you can either check the drawing or either you can check the specification. Okay, coverage. If you didn't see in the detail, in the specification, please check your drawing. Okay, here you can see the drawing clearly. Look at the label in the drawing as well. Okay, the last part here, the detail for the painting. This is what I highlighted before, but this one I highlighted again, the clauses for the category. Okay, and here I would like to highlight again in terms of the material. This is also to recap oil-based paint, water-based paint. Water-based paint normally for the plastering internally. Oil-based paint is normally for wood. Okay, look at the example. Prepare and apply 1 coat of alkali resisting primer, 2 coat of emulsion paint, and to the plastic surface of sulfate of Lenni slab. These box are actually having the same category: sulfate of Lenni slab, sulfate of Lenni beam, open string, staircase area, edges of the staircase area, and so on. So this is normally water base. Okay, water base. The layer or how many coats, that one I think had been highlighted in the construction technology class. You need to know that they are primer, they are 2 finishing coats. So basically, they are 3 coats. If you are the QS working in the contractor, this is something that you have to check whether the worker really apply 3 coats or 3 layer. Okay. And then here, if I give you one exercise, do the thinking. This one is required to be painted or not? Yes, but this is required to be painted. You have to measure separately as the curve area. Okay, this one must be clearly stated. This is for the spiral staircase. And then if you look at this is the area that you have to paint. Okay, this is the area that you have to paint. And I also highlighted again the example where you have the finishes that is made from timber. Okay, the finishes that is made from timber, you can go through, for those who cannot remember, you can go through the example and read through all of these so that you can take note that the timber also required actual specification, either varnishing, either all base, or either aluminum base, all base. There are few example. So varnishing or not, that one must be clearly stated in the description. This is the example. Sorry, let me highlight again. This is the example. Not prime and stop. This is like 3 layer of the painting, aluminum wood primer, and 2 paint coats of alkyd based painting to the riser, tray, and slab. I highlighted this one only for the finishes, that is made from timber. So what kind of timber? Can be hardwood flooring, can be the all base, can be hardwood flooring, can be for the parquet. Okay, sometimes they use sometimes they use melamine that required the final finishes. So originally this is your timber, and then you need to put 1 layer of varnish. If only 1 layer, then you put 1 layer. If no information, you can assume that everything is in 3 layers. Okay, so that would be the end of the staircase measurement for staircase finishes measurement at the moment.